welcome to session number 3. Today we're going to go through and take you through the remaining 2 steps of scenario planning. So just another quick recap for you. In session number 2, we went through and looked at step number 1 of scenario planning, and that is trend awareness and analysis of those trends. One of the kind of shortcut exercises that helps you to go through and understand that is called horizon planning. Okay, so this course is about how do you go through and do the full steps of scenario planning, but every session so far we've had 2 shortcuts. In session number 1 we did something called wargaming, where you can go through and take inconceivable events and then you apply them to your business. In the session number 2 we did horizon planning. Okay, how do you go through and use some of that trend data, right? So a reminder, step number 1 is where do you get your data? Where do you get your information to do scenario planning? Okay, so today, step 2, step 3. And one of the other things that I've been talking about in the first 2 sessions is about the reason that people are doing scenario planning and they see it as being really important is it helps them with their decision-making abilities. We're all blinded by different types of bias in our decision-making. So for example, we sometimes get blinded by our experience, such as this Harvard Business Review article from last year, 2019, that some people's bias is based on their previous experiences and that they believe that those experiences would always go through and repeat it in the future. But that's not always the case. So that's one of the biases we've got. There is quite a good document that goes through and outlines 20 cognitive biases. And scenario planning actually goes through and covers 7 or 8 of these different types of biases. It tries to go through and get us to take a step back and think about how can we go through and improve our decisions, right? Because we're all in these little tram lines. And we can all do with stepping out and thinking about how we can improve further. So what I would like you to do for the first exercise is to go through and take a look at this particular web link and think about which of the biases that you suffer from most. And to do this, you might need to go through and get views and comments from friends and family to help you think more about what are your key 2 or 3 biases.